Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I am your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock. And today, guys, we got to take a look at Trevor Bauer's most recent rumors. Should the Blue Jays go out and sign him? And is he even going to get signed at all or play in 2023? Before we get into all of it, though, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts about this entire Trevor Bauer situation. It is obviously very contentious. There's a lot of opinions flying, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. All right, first things first, what is going down right now, today, because last week we got some big breaking news. There's been some more information that's coming out. Just walk the people through what's been going on.
Yeah. So obviously the big news that came out was Trevor Bauer. His suspension has been reduced heavily, down to 194 games, which essentially means he can pitch on opening day come 2023. Now, the big topic of discussion is whether are the Dodgers going to bring him back or are they going to release him? Because obviously a sexual misconduct case is not something that people like to play around with, especially in Dodger land. So they're right now deciding. I think they're waiting on an arbitrator to kind of come out with the final details of why exactly his suspension was reduced. And the Dodgers going to wait for that result before making a decision whether to release him or not.
Well, the thing that really caught them off guard was they expected this decision to happen a lot later in the offseason. And now that it's happened this early, they actually have until January 6th. And then I think if they don't do it before then he's just automatically gone. So they have to decide pretty immediately what's going on with this. And the problem with waiting for the arbitrator is, from what I was reading anyways, a lot of this stuff, because it's got to do with a case, it's got to do with a lot of some of it won't even be released. Even though they're the Dodgers, they're not even going to have access to that. So it really is kind of a shot in the dark as to do we want to deal with this? Do we not want to deal with this? Is it even worth it? Now, one thing that the Dodgers are going to need to keep in mind, they're going to be paying $22.5 million regardless of what they decide to do. So $22.5 million is a lot of money. So you kind of want to have that asset on your team if you're going to pay that much, but not if he's going to bring as much bad press and also to the moral questions and the ethical questions that go along with keeping Trevor Bauer. There's just so much going on with it. Across the league, though, it seems to feel as if they're going to release him. That's kind of the
feeling.
Consensus
Look, anyone who's involved in that sexual misconduct case, nobody really wants to be involved with. We've seen it with the Toronto Blue Jays, Roberto Osuna, the domestic violence case. You don't want to be around that kind of situation. So teams tend to remove themselves from those situations. The best way to do it is to release Trevor Bauer. Now, if he does get released, which it seems like he might, do you think that the Blue Jays might be in on him? Because we are looking at that fifth spot in the rotation. We got Kikuchi, we got Mitch White. Maybe later in the season you got Ricky Tiedemann, but you'd want to have someone who maybe is a bit more proven. Now, Trevor Bauer is a bit more proven in the last 2 years that he played. So do you think that's a realistic option for us?
Okay, well, actually, but before I even answer that, I'm going to cycle it back to this, and you guys answer as well. Do you think that any team's going to sign him?
Dude, let me tell you, to be honest, I don't think any team's going to be on this.
You don't think that anyone's going to go for this?
Well, again, why? I know you look at the upside, right? He has to get signed to a league minimum salary, right? Yeah. For a guy who won Cy Young.
So you're not going to be paying anything. If you're the team, you're not even going to be paying anything.
You're paying league minimum to bring on Trevor Bauer. You're getting basically a rookie contract for a guy who won Cy Young, all right, had 2 very phenomenal years before going on this case. But here's the big thing, right? You're bringing on all this negative energy and this negative presence into your clubhouse. And you're not even just a factor. He was on the sticky, and he was very adamant that he was on the sticky. So being a year and a half removed from playing Major League level baseball and not being able to throw a sticky ball anymore, is he even going to be that good? Is it worth bringing that negative energy? So I don't think so.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Removing all of the off-fields, literally taking all that out, just looking on the field, he was incredible. Now he hasn't played in 1.5 years. The situation has changed as far as, what he is and what he is not allowed to use. Is he still good at baseball? So there definitely are those questions there. Now, I think that anyone can get over that with the league minimum being what you're paying, because, let's face it, we're paying Yusei Kikuchi, $12 million for what is going to probably be a worse product from Yusei Kikuchi, right? I'd be willing to throw the dart if it wasn't for those off-field antics. So I really think it comes down to, honestly, the general managers, and it comes down to how they view this. Now, I do agree with you that not every team is going to be in on this, but I also cycle it back to what happened in the NFL recently. And I understand that the NFL and MLB are different, but you look at a guy like Deshaun Watson, who was incredible at football, same situation, incredible at the sport that you're playing.
Actually, probably even a worse situation, way worse.
Way worse situation was going on with Deshaun Watson, right? And not only did they trade a crapload to get him, they also paid him, $250 million. In this situation, you don't have to trade anything. You don't barely have to pay anything. And all you get is potentially Cy Young performance. So I'm definitely not arguing for the fact that people should or should not sign him. I'm just saying that there might be a few managers out there that could think of it like that.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. Someone could see that, absolutely. But in terms of the Toronto Blue Jays, I know for a fact we will not be in on Trevor Bauer. Look, Ross Atkins has been saying all offseason, Mark Shapiro has been saying all offseason, in the subtext of what they're saying, is they're looking to change the clubhouse energy. I mean, look, there was even some slight talks of Ross Atkins in the subtext of what he said in a lot of his media discussions where they're trying to get a lot more serious. You bring in guys like Varsho and Kiermaier who are all determined to win and will do anything to win. And then I'm not bashing Lourdes at all, but he's a little bit more fun, more of a loving clubhouse energy. Is that the same level of intensity of winning? I don't know. But regardless, the clubhouse energy is focused on winning and being serious. We cannot be bringing in shenanigans like Trevor Bauer into our clubhouse.
Yeah, and I do believe that, and I'm not educated enough to talk about exactly what went on off the field there, because let's face it, a lot of the stuff that the arbitrator's saying, that's locked up. We don't even have we're not privy to that information.
For sure.
I will promise you this. There's going to be a negative media presence brought to your team regardless of what actually was or what happened or anything, stuff that we're never going to know. There will be a negative media presence brought to your team if you sign him, and the manager that goes and does that is going to have to be a manager that does not care. That really doesn't care about that.
And also think about Trevor Bauer, not regardless of all the whole scandal and all that sexual misconduct stuff. Actually, Trevor Bauer as a person, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who, look, he has fun when he plays the game. I'm not bashing him at all. He's very flamboyant on the mound, very expressive.
But also throwback to that time that he threw a baseball into the stands.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
His character. There's character issues.
Stuff going on.
There's character issues for sure, and we don't want a character issue. We're trying to sharpen up and clean up our edges. We're trying to win a World Series. We're not trying to F around right here and get a cheap deal. No, I think we're going to stick out of the way of Trevor Bauer. We are going to go in our own way.
Yeah, no, I do tend to agree that I think the Blue Jays should stay away just because, and again, on the field, it's kind of like the dart throw that you want to take, but you have to factor in all that off the field stuff, right? That it's and I don't think that we want to deal with that headache. I just don't think that we want to have to deal with that. I kind of disagree with Adam in the sense that I do actually think that there's going to be a team out there that just shoots the shot. Maybe they wait a little bit until the media quiets down and then they just do it anyways. I feel like the thought of a potential Cy Young getting paid, $900,000 is just a little bit too much for some owners to pass up. Not arguing that it's right or wrong or whatever. You guys can let us know in the comments down below. But I do think that he's probably going to end up playing baseball again at some point in his career.
Oh man, well guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think Trevor Bauer is going to play in 2023? And who is going to scoop him up? You let us know all your thoughts down there.
Yes, also please hit the like and subscribe button. And please, $3 a month become a Patreon member. Shout out and thank you every single one of these current Patreon members. You guys are awesome.
And guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays go!